Alright guys, so we're testing out a few products that I want to introduce to some of my customers during the Christmas season, and we will be using our Xtool Apparel printer to get this done. But first things first, we have to check the printer. We have to perform maintenance before we even get started with printing anything out. So we're starting this video vlog off by checking the print head, making sure everything's printing correctly. Something came up and it had a QR code. I just want to scan it just to make sure that I cleaned those wipers. That's what we're doing, because if we don't do this, if we skip this step, it's only going to make printing a lot harder. And I just want you guys to know I hadn't used my printer in about 3 days and it was printing beautifully. There's an automatic print head cleaning that happens when you start it up after not using it for a while. But look at that. Everything looks great and it's time for us to get started.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Patrice and today we are going to be using our Xtool Apparel printer to make some Christmas teacher gifts. Now, I know that we said that this is an apparel printer and it's really a DTF printer, but Xtool calls theirs the apparel printer. And I just want to let y'all know that we are not limited to just apparel using this printer. And today we are going to dive into a few projects that I'm going to be making for teachers' gifts for this holiday season. Now we're making them for the holidays. However, teacher appreciation will be sometime in the spring. So you can certainly use these same gifts during actual teacher appreciation. So let's get started. Alright guys, so we're going to get ready to get started with making a few teacher gifts. Now these are gifts that I just want to test some things out because I can possibly put some of these things into baskets or just make gift bags for some of the teachers I know, and also possibly take these items to sell. So if you're at a craft fair, these would also be really good for you to take to a craft fair and sell these. Super duper easy to make. I have this reading pillow where you can put a book, or you can even make this like a little pillow with a little bit of snacks in it and put it inside, but have like a nice saying on here. I also have this wooden sign and this small paddle cutting board. So we're going to test out a few things. Of course, I'm going to be making a t-shirt because we need to make a t-shirt, but I just want to show the different ways that you can use your apparel printer with items that's not shirts. So let's head into the software. We're going to download a few images. I'm going to be using images from Creative Fabrica, and we're going to print those out with our printer.
So we're ready to start printing. One of the things that I love the most about this printer is that I can print from either my MacBook or I can print from my PC. I'm not tied to printing to just one type of printer. You print directly from the Xtool Studio app, and it is super easy to use. But right now, everything is getting printed, and that film, as it's printing, it's going to be going through the shaker oven combo, which is attached to the printer, where the printer is sitting on top of it, and it's all done very, very fluid. So I don't have to worry about anything. I can do this, and I can go get some other things done. But while this was printing, I kind of looked in there, and I see that white ink is pretty low. It's still printing out beautifully. However, I need to go ahead and fill that up. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and fill up the moisturizing tank as well and put some more moisturizing liquid inside of there. Very easy to use. The film is going through the oven, the shaker oven combo right now, so I can go ahead and replace or fill that ink back up. Alright guys, so I'm going to take you guys inside of the printer, and as you see, here's the moisturizing station. You have your yellow, magenta, cyan, black, and look at the white. So I need to fill that white up, and that's what I'm about to do. I don't want it to print and, you know, have this amount in. I do like for it to be nice and full. So if you look in there, there's a stir. So there's something in there that's actually stirring the white ink periodically. But that's what it looks like in here. But you do want to make sure that you are checking this printer every time you print something, just to make sure that you have the right amount of ink. This ink looks full, like the color ink still looks good. I don't need to add any more ink into those. And then I'm going to just check here and check my paper guide just to make sure it's going through, and it is beyond the white line. So I just need to alter that, and we're going to be ready to continue printing. I'm going to go ahead and grab the image that we printed out, and that's what we have so far. This text is really small, so we're going to see how that's going to press on the board. Alright, so once we have it printed, we can cut them out, the different parts for the different items. And I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of these sides because you don't need these sides. If you can hear the background, that's what it sounds like as the machine is going. The printer is relatively quiet. However, the air filter is what makes the most noise. And you definitely need that on when you're running your shaker oven combo. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead. The color looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these pieces out. Our next transfer just came out. We can start pressing some of our items. I'm just going to cut those ends off, and this is the one for the bag. Alright guys, we're ready to make all the things with our apparel printer. So first up is this hat. It's going to go with the shirt that we're going to be making. It's going to be a matching set. You always want to make sure that you lint roll your hats. I'm just lint rolling this because I want to make sure that that transfers as it should. So I lint rolled and pre-pressed the hat and did that prior to placing the actual transfer on top. Once we pre-pressed it, I placed the transfer on top, but I peeled it. Once I did that, I thought I let it cool off, but I didn't. You want to remove the hat from any hot surface or any shirts or anything from the hot surface when peeling, because I started lifting up some of that transfer because I peeled it too soon. So you want to make sure that you let it cool off. And so I was like, let me just leave this alone and let it cool off. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to be pressing the matching shirt. Now this is a 100% cotton shirt. It is a Gildan brand t-shirt. I often use Gildan brand t-shirts when I'm making gifts and things like that. And so I went ahead and lint rolled it, pre-pressed it, and now I'm ready to place that transfer on top. And this transferred very nicely. Sometimes if you feel comfortable, you can use some heat tape to tape it down and make sure that it stays in place, that it doesn't move. But I was pretty good with it, and I went ahead and pressed this. I'm pressing everything for the most part at 325 seconds. Or not 25 seconds, 325 degrees for 25 seconds. Okay, now some of the material you don't want to press it at that time and temp, especially when you're dealing with polyester or blends. So definitely check out, test your settings out. But I'm just using 325 for 25 for everything. Right now we're going to be making a nice teacher tote. I love a good teacher bag because I need lots of bags, and we're placing this on. Now I was worried about this transfer because the text is very thin, and sometimes I feel like that it can easily lift up, but we're going to test this out. We're going to see how this is going to go. It printed out beautifully. I love how it printed out, and I let that shirt cool off, and so I was able to go ahead and peel that film away seamlessly. Now that we peeled that off, I'm just going to go ahead and give it a second press with a piece of parchment paper on top. Okay, you can put T-seal, parchment paper. I know some people put other things on top to give it a different texture. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to press this Dollar Tree board. This board came from Dollar Tree. We're going to be making a teacher paddle, right? You can make a hall pass. You can make all types of things with this. We're just making a teacher paddle. I customized it with her name, and we're putting the perfect teacher recipe on here. This is also a very, very small print, very thin line. So we're going to see how this is going to peel off of this board, okay? If you didn't know that you can press wood and boards with DTF, you can press a lot of different material with DTF. That's why, just because it's called the apparel printer doesn't mean that it's only for apparel. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let that cool off as well. The next thing that I'm trying out are these pouches. These make really cute pouches to give as gifts, and you can just make generic teacher pouches and sell those, right? Or you can offer to customize it with the name. Everything looks good. We're going to also let that cool off. That's a very important part, is letting it cool off. Now, some film, it can be hot peel or cold peel. It doesn't, it just depends. But y'all, did y'all see that text, how that peeled? Like, we didn't have any issues with that. That peeled beautifully. It peeled beautifully. And look at our teacher pouch. That teacher pouch is looking really good. I think I might keep that one for myself. The next thing we're going to be making is this reading pillow, and I love these reading pillows. These make really good gifts for kids, for family members, whoever. But we're making this for a teacher, and we're making it for Miss Wilson, who is myself. Okay, so you can do a lot with these pillows. Of course, you want to make sure that you purchase a pillow and sell it as a full set and not just a pillowcase, pillow cover. Make a full set. But this is looking good. I did press this in 2 rounds. I put the top part on first and then press the second part, just because I was trying to avoid having any type of pressure issues. But that came out beautifully. I love how this came out. This is so pretty, y'all. Look how bright those colors are. You can do a lot with this. Now we're going to go ahead and hit this with the second press. You want to press twice. And let's see how this is going to look, and everything looks good. Y'all, these are some amazing gifts that you can be giving to your loved ones, to teachers. I loved everything. All right, y'all. So we are all set with making a few Christmas teacher gifts that, like I said earlier, can be used for teacher appreciation as well. So let's look at how everything came out by using our DTF printer, our apparel printer from Xtool. Now, some of the blanks that we used were actually blanks that I previously purchased for sublimation. So if you're like me and you have a lot of sublimation blanks and you're not really doing sublimation that much any longer, yes, you can use those blanks with your apparel printer, your DTF printers. You can use those blanks. So let's take a look at some of the things we made. So the first thing we're going to look at is this shirt that we made. And of course, I had to make a shirt with our apparel printer, and this came out really good. I also made a matching hat to go along with the shirt. Now, you can give this set as a gift if you're looking to start going to markets, or if you already go to markets, then this would be a great item for you to take with you, a shirt that says something to this effect or something educational related. Because guess what, y'all? I am a school teacher and I love graphic teacher shirts, and a lot of teachers do. Next up, we have this teacher bag, and what I want to say about this is that this print is so small on this bag. It's super tiny print, and our printer was able to print this out, and let me bring it closer for you guys to see. Everything came out wonderful. Look at those letters, super duper skinny text, but everything came out very legible, and it transferred over onto this bag seamlessly. So of course, teachers love bags because I know I'm a bag lady, because I always have a bag. I have my lunch in it. I have papers that I need to grade. I have my pens. I have a lot of different things inside of the bag. So you definitely want to put something like this on in your rotation too, if you're going to be selling it, if you're going to give it as a gift, if you have children and they have teachers. Trust me, a teacher would love this. The other side of this bag, you can put a name on it, or you can put a monogram, something like that on here. Next up, we have this little pouch. So this can be a pencil pouch, a makeup pouch, but for today, we made it a teacher pouch, all the teacher things. So this is something that you could also just stuff with some things like a gift card, some Sharpies, chapstick, anything that a teacher made, like a USB cord, some lifesavers. You can stuff this inside of this pouch and give it as a gift, or you can maybe potentially personalize it, put a name on it, and if that's something that you're into doing, you could sell it. Very simple to make, very simple to make. A lot of these things that I made today, like you can make a basket out of it, a gift box, and give it to your favorite teacher. But super cute.
Next up, we did something super fun, and this is just almost like a keepsake. You can put whatever you want to put on it. This wood came from the Dollar Tree, okay? And so I was able to sub a name on it. And then we also have the teacher recipe on the back. Again, this is very, very thin letters, and everything transferred very smoothly using this wood. So this is an idea that you can do. You can give this as a gift. Teachers love things with their names on it. We love things with our names on it. And all I did was add this bow onto it, and it's super cute. Very nice gift. And this can also go into a basket. You can put a little gift package together. If you want to put a cookie, some cookie dough or something like that with it and give it as a gift, this would be wonderful. Last but not least is my favorite, and it is this reading pillow. So you can customize this however you want, depending on who, if you have a customer that wants one of these, or if you just want to make generic pillows and sell them at a craft fair or something like that. You can certainly do something like this, and people would love this pillow. I absolutely love this. This is my favorite pillow. You can also put something on the back side here. Now, if you're going to a craft fair and you have the Apparel Printer, then that means that you can probably print out your own transfers. So you can actually print out your transfers, take them with you to the craft show, and then just customize it. Let your customer pick out whatever they want, like the image that they want here. Let them pick that out. And then you can, I mean, that would be super interactive, and I think people would absolutely love doing something like that. But y'all, look at this. Look at this pillow. This is super cute. Stuff it with your teacher's favorite gifts, or some candy, some snacks, a gift card, whatever it is that you know that your teacher loves. Put it in there. Or if you have a customer and they request something like this, you can present to them the complete package. But y'all, look at this. This is super duper cute. I love it. All right, y'all. So we put our Xtool Apparel Printer to the test once again, and it did not disappoint. We were able to make several different gifts for Christmas for a teacher this year, anybody in education. And honestly, a lot of these gifts don't just have to be for teachers. You can put anything on a shirt. You can put anything onto a pillow. It doesn't have to be educational related. But you can make so many different things with this printer. Now, even though the pillow was my favorite, I absolutely think that our paddleboard is the cutest. Now, this is something that if you wanted to customize something else for a teacher, you could absolutely turn this into a hall pass, right? Using the Apparel Printer to customize it to say whatever you want it to say. So I absolutely love this. All right, y'all, that's it for today. I will have links listed below to some of the items that I have. Some of the items are a little bit older, so I will try to find those links and post them below in the description. I will also have a link listed to the Xtool Apparel Printer. If you are looking for a DTF printer, or you're interested and you want to do a little more research and find out more about this printer. But that's it, y'all. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to head over to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and join the Craftable Things communities there as well. But that's it for today, y'all. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time.